Graphites, Allen's keynotes, black lead, amorphous carbon, suited to women inclined to obesity who suffer from habitual constipation with a history of delayed menstruation. What pulsatilla is at puberty, Graphites is at the climacteric. I repeat, what pulsatilla is at puberty, Graphites is at the climacteric. Excessive cautiousness, timid, hesitates, unable to decide about anything, fidgety while sitting at work. Sad, despondent, music makes her weep, thinks of nothing but death. Eczema or leads, eruption moist and fissured, leads red and margins covered with scales or crust. Sexual debility from sexual abuse, menses, too scanty, pale, late with violent colic, irregular, delayed from getting fit weight. Morning sickness during menstruation, very weak and prostrated. Leukorrhea, acrid, excoriating, occurs in gushes day and night before and after menses. Hard cicatrices remaining after mammary abscess, retarding the flow of milk, cancer of breast from old scars and repeated abscesses. Unhealthy skin, every injury suppurates, old cicatrices break upon again, eruptions upon the ears, between fingers and toes and on various parts of body from which oozes a watery, transparent, sticky fluid. The nails brittle, crumbling, deformed, painful, sore, as if ulcerated, thick and crippled. Cracks or fissures in ends of fingers, nipples, labial commissures of anus between the toes. Burnings round spot on vertex. Cataleptic condition, conscious but without power to move or speak. Takes cold easily, sensitive to draught of air, suffering parts emaciate. Hears better when in a noise, when riding in a carriage or car, when there is a rumbling sound. Diarrhea, stools brown, fluid mixed with undigested substances and of an intolerable odor, often caused by suppressed eruptions. Chronic constipation, stool difficult, large, hard, knotty, with lumps united by mucous threads, too large, smarting sore pain in anus after stool. Children, impudent, teasing, laugh at reprimands. Sensation of cobwebs on forehead, tries hard to brush it off. Phlegmonous erysipelas of face with burning stinging pain commencing on right side going to left after application of iodine. Decided aversion to cohesion. Relations, complementary, causticum, hippar, lycopodium. Graphitis follows well after lycopodium, pulsatilla after calcarea in obesity of young women with large amount of unhealthy adipose tissue, follows sulfur well in skin affections after sepia in gushing leukorrhea. Similar to lycopodium pulsatilla in menstrual troubles. Aggravation at night, during and after menstruation. Graphites, boric materia medica, black lead, plumbago. Like all the carbons, this remedy is an antisodic of great power, but specially active in patients who are rather stout, of fair complexion, with tendency to skin affections and constipation, fat, chilly, and causative, with delayed menstrual history. Take cold easily. Children impudent, teasing, laugh at reprimands. Has a particular tendency to develop the skin phase of internal disorders. Eradicates tendency to erysipelas. Anemia with redness of face, tendency to obesity, swollen genitals, gushing leukorrhea, aids absorption of cicatricial tissue, induration of tissue, cancer of pylorus, duodenal ulcer. Mind, great tendency to start, timid, unable to decide, want of disposition to work, fidgety while sitting at work, music makes her weep, apprehensive, despondency, indecision. head, rush of blood to head with flushed face, also with nosebleed and distension and flatulence. Headache in morning on waking, mostly on one side with inclination to vomit. Sensation of cobweb on forehead. Feels numb and pity. Rheumatic pains on one side of head extending to teeth and neck, burning on vertex, humid itching eruption on hairy scalp emitting a fetid odor, cataleptic condition. Eyes, ophthalmia with intolerance of artificial light, eyelids red and swollen, blepharitis, dryness of the lids, eczema of lids, fissured. Ears, dryness of inner ear, cracking in ears when eating, moisture and eruptions behind the ears, hears better in noise, hardness of hearing, hissing in the ears, detonation in ear like report of a gun, thin white scaly membrane covering membrana tympani like exfoliated epithelium, fissures in and behind the ear. Nose, sore on blowing it, is painful internally. Same. Smell abnormally acute, cannot tolerate flowers, scabs and fissures in nostrils. Face, feels as if cobwebs were on it, eczema of nose, itching pimples, moist eczema around mouth and chin, erysipelas, burning and stinging. Mouth, rotten odor from mouth, breath smells like urine, burning blisters on tongue, salivation, sour eructations. Stomach, aversion to meat, sweats nauseate, hot drinks disagree, nausea and vomiting after each meal, morning sickness during menstruation, pressure in stomach, burning in stomach causing hunger, eructation difficult, constrictive pain in stomach, recurrent gastralgia, flatulence, stomach pain is temporarily relieved by eating hot drinks, especially milk and lying down. Abdomen, nauseous filling in abdomen, fullness and hardness in abdomen as from incarcerated flatulence, must loosen clothing, presses painfully at abdominal ring, crocking in abdomen, inguinal region sensitive, swollen, palm of gas opposite the side on which he lies. Chronic diarrhea, stools brownish, liquid, undigested, offensive, very fetid gas preceded by colic. Stool, constipation, large, difficult, knotty stools united by mucus threads, burning hemorrhoids, prolapse diarrhea, stools of brown fluid mixed with undigested substance, very fetid, sour odor. Smarting, sore anus, itching, lump stool conjoined with threads of mucus, varices of the rectum, fissure of anus. Urine turbid with sediment, sour smelling. Female, menses too late with constipation, pale and scanty, with tearing pain in epigastrium and itching before, hoarseness, coryza, cough, sweats and morning sickness during menstruation. Leukorrhea, pale, thin, profuse, while excoriating with great weakness in back, mammy swollen and hard, induration of ovaries and uterus and mammy, nipples sore, cracked and blistered, decided aversion to coitus. Male, sexual debility with increased desire, aversion to coition, too early or no ejaculation, herpetic eruption on organs. Respiratory, constriction of chest, spasmodic asthma, suffocative attacks, wakes from sleep, must eat something, pain in middle of chest with cough, scraping and soreness, chronic hoarseness with skin affections, inability to control the vocal cords, hoarseness on beginning to sing and for breaking voice. Extremities, pain in nape of neck, shoulders and back and limbs. Spinal pains, pain in small of back with great weakness, excoriation between thighs, left hand numb, arms feel asleep, fingernails thick, black and rough, matrix inflamed. Edema of lower limbs, toenails crippled, stiffness and contraction of toes, nails brittle and crumbling, nails deformed, painful, sore, thick, cracks or fissures in ends of fingers, offensive perspiration of it. Skin: rough, hard, persistent dryness of portions of skin often unaffected by eczema, early stage of keloid and fibroma, pimples and acne, eruptions oozing out a sticky exudation. Rawness in blades of limbs, groins, neck, behind ears. Unhealthy skin: every little injury suppurates, ulcers discharging a glutinous fluid, thin and sticky. Swelling and induration of glands, gouty nodosities. Cracks in nipples, mouth, between toes, anus. Phlegmonas erysipelas of face, burning and stinging pain, swelling of feet, veins, chronic poison oak. Modalities: worse, warmth at night, during and after menstruation. Better in the dark from wrapping up. Relationship: complementary. Argentum nitricum follows well in gastric derangements. Causticum, hepar, lycopodium, arsenic, tuberculinum. Compare petroleum, sepia, sulfur, fluoric acid. The associated constipation with mucus covered stools and gastric flatulency should be taken into consideration and differentiated from such remedies as petroleum and lycopodium. Antidote: Nux vomica, aconite, arsenic. Dose: 6th to 30th potency, locally as a serrate in sore pimples.